Good evening, everyone. It's your girl Janine with Symphony Reads. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? I just finished the video, so this one does not have to do with the positive thinking, but I mentioned in the video that I did for February 13th, the positive thinking, motivation, inspiration, courage for today, that I just, it was a bad day, kind of mentally for me. And I thought it would be kind of cool, maybe not, I don't know, to just kind of not really talk about what was bothering me, but just, I think we all have those days. And I think that it just goes for everyone. We have days that we're just not our best, And today was a day I couldn't really pinpoint um, how the mood came upon me. It was raining out today. I wasn't able to really get out side and walk around or anything because it was raining. Um, I'm not driving right now, so it's not even that I could just get in a car and take a drive. Um, so I felt like I was just kind of stranded in the house a little bit. And it was just draining because my mind wanders a lot sometimes. And it can wander a lot. So, it was really hard for me to do my workout. I work out pretty much every day for the last 8 months now, I think, roughly 8 months. And so it was really hard to get through my workout. Um, I cried a lot. I, had a lot of crying that happened. And so I tried to write down, why I'm feeling the way that I feel. And um, I think mine's come with change. And there's nothing wrong with change. And I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with change. But I think mine's just comes from I'm transitioning, and I just don't know what that looks like. I don't understand what that looks like, and I don't get the end of the transition. And I feel like when we transition into that next journey, that next step in our life, um, I always wanted to be positive. I wanted to be, positive. And sometimes I have that I think I have that idea in my mind that, oh, it's good. I'm transitioning at work. Maybe I'm getting that promotion, or I'm going to this house instead, a new house or something. So I kind of have an idea, if you will, of what's happening. And I'm in a point of transitioning and nothing is certain. I'm still looking for work, and I, have to move out. We have to move out, not just me, but, my family has to move out our home, and we have to find another home, and we haven't found one quite yet. So that's a transition, and it's just a little uncertain, and not complaining about it. It's just uncertain. So the change for me is I don't know what's coming at the end of this change. I try to be very positive in the sense of, it's going to be great. 2020 is going to be amazing. And, this is not a change that we asked for, not a change at all that we asked for. So I feel like, okay, obviously maybe I wasn't moving the way that I needed to move on certain things. And so it's the change, and it kind of bothers me. It gets me down just a little bit. Um, because it's uncertain. Everything is just really uncertain. And I think me personally, just inwardly, I feel like there's a change happening in me. There's a transitioning happening within myself, in my, in my bones. And I have to take it to the throne because I don't understand. I don't understand the change. And I pray hard that it's a good change. It's going to be a powerful change, or, you know, um, but it's, I'm at a place where I have no other choice but to rely on God and believe his promises, his truths, and that everything is going to be okay, that I will come out of this stronger than when I entered this, and that I will be better than I was. That I always talk about being broken, and I feel like when we're put back together, that we're new. It's going to be new, and it's going to be better than what it was before. And so I have to hold on to that, and I have to truly believe that the broken pieces, when they come together and everything is done, that the change in me, I'm gonna just be better than I was before. My relationship, it will be better than it was before with the Lord. And I have to, write things out. I have to really rely on him. And what I have been reading, actually, today I read Acts 8 and Acts 9. And pretty much it kind of brought tears to my eyes, because it's a lot about Saul, who was converted and became Paul. But and it talks about how he was just persecuting the Christians, putting them in jail, doing all of these things, and just the type person he was, and how people were afraid, I would say, of him, and what he stood for, and so this change, and I go, wow, that's, wow. It brought tears to my eyes, because I'm like, I saw what he was before, and yet he was still chosen. And when he started to serve the Lord, I mean, he served in a mighty way. And I just go, with this change, can that be me? Is that me? And I wonder. And I want to serve him. I want to serve God. I want to encourage his people. And some days I just don't feel like I'm doing that. And and I think sometimes I just feel like I'm not the best person in the world. So God, would you do that for me? Could I change? Could I change? Could I be better in that way? Even though people might see me one way, or I see myself in one way, you changed him. You chose him and you changed him. I always like to understand and want to be usable, usable. And lately, as of late, I just feel like sometimes the way I feel like I'm being used is as a what not to do. I just feel like that's my life right now. What not to do. Let's look at Janine. Stay tuned on what not to do next. And and I know a lot of it is myself. And I mean, I cried when I'm reading this, because if he can do it for him, I just believe he can do it for me too. And it doesn't have to be in the same way that he did it for him. I hold on to the belief and the truth that he can, if he did it for him, he can do it for me. And it was a part, and I'm trying to find it. That really, I think just the here it goes. I think I'm coming close to it. Bear with me for a second. I don't have a mouse, so I have to try to do this. Okay. Here we go. This is in Acts 9. And I'm going to start. I mean, I read the whole thing, so it wasn't me just reading this one part. But I'm just trying to get to the part where it broke me down. And so I started at, I'm going to start at 13. So this is Ananias, and just to give you, the Lord spoke to him and told him to arise and go to a street called Straight, and in Judas, and he would see the one who's called Saul of Tarsus there, and you know, and he's to to heal him, to lay his hands on him and heal him. And then where I'm going to start reading from, to help for him to receive back his sight. And this is 13. So then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard from many about this man, talking about Saul, how much harm he has done to your saints in Jerusalem. And here he has authority from the chief priest to bind all who call on your name. So that was the concern. And, that was the reputation of Saul. And then going into 15, but the Lord said to him, go, for he is a chosen vessel of mine to bear my name before Gentiles, kings, and the children of Israel. For I will show him how many things he must suffer for my name's sake. I broke down. I truly broke down. But the Lord said to him, go, for he is a chosen vessel of mine. If he could take a person that was persecuting people, doing bad things, Saul, and still he can be chosen as a chosen vessel for God to spread the word. If that type of change can happen with Saul to Paul, I pray, God, I pray that can happen for me too. I want to be a vessel in however he uses me. If it's just to encourage people, fine. If it's to preach the word, fine. I'm okay with that. But it was just that I saw how Saul was and how he treated the people, but yet he could be used. You know what I'm saying? That's a beautiful thing to me, and that's very powerful. Very powerful. So I feel like when I read that and I think about me and the changes that I'm going through, he was chosen. He could still be used by God, and I think I just pray that's where I'm at, that I'm just not so off the beaten path, if you will, that I can no longer be used. And maybe I need to change. I don't know. Um, I think there's always room for growth. But, and so this change that I'm going through, I feel like I'm sorry if y'all know me, I have like the world's worst eye allergies in the world. So my eyes get itching really bad. And it doesn't help that I got tears coming out my eyes. So I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to kind of share that. That's what kind of broke me down. And just that transitioning. And, I saw it here and I'm like, wow, wow. So and that was my prayer. Like, and I prayed it to God. God, you did it for Saul. Do it for me too. Not gonna say I'm the best person in the world, um, but I have my own things to bear. But he did it for him, and I just feel like I'm in a change, and I just always hope it's in the right direction and not in the wrong direction. So that's just kind of where my heart has been today, and has me thinking, and I have to read things like, and I encourage you when you're in whatever your funk is, whatever is going on, oh my gosh, with you, when you get these what I call little moods on, you have these thoughts, we have to try to, at least I try to go to the Bible and really read about something. And I was led to read Acts 8 and 9 today. And I felt like I needed to hear about and really understand the transition that happened, the converting that happened in this man. I really wanted to, I think I needed to read that, because not all transitions are bad, and they're good, and to just feel like I could still be used, and I could still be very much powerful for God, not for myself, for God, and it was just something, and I didn't expect for it to have that reaction on me. But that's where I was with all this transitioning and change happening. And, just I always say, I don't always understand, God, where you trying to take me to, but I trust you. So I'll go. I might not understand, or I can't see it for myself, but I trust you. So I'll do it. If he asks anything from me, I'll do it. If he says read Acts 9, I'll do it, and again, like us having to leave the home, that wasn't by our choice. We rent, so when we got the notice, it was within 30 days notice. So we have to be out. The owners want to take back the home. Okay, so it's a transition. So I don't know a lot of things, but I choose to see it as a better thing. Um, it's just hard, it's a little stressful, but I don't understand why we have to move. But I feel like it's God moving us and not necessarily us just saying, we want to move, that type thing. And I just trust that it's gonna work out and be better than what we have here. And I just trusted to be better. Again, I didn't choose to leave my job. They down, they were cutting, so I was cut, and I didn't choose that. So I have to believe, and I choose to believe that the next one, it's just going to be better. It's going to be better. And so, that's the silver lining for me. That's the light that I choose to see it. But there would have been a time this would happen, and there would have been no light. There would have been, I don't know, it would have been a very dark time for me, and I wouldn't have saw the light. I wouldn't have saw anything positive. I wouldn't have searched. I wouldn't have read. I wouldn't have prayed. I wouldn't have done anything. And I just probably would have had a woe is me party. And, so I thank God that He just strengthens me in the way that He does. And like I say, the devil uses people, places, and things to come at you. But God uses people, places, and things to heal you, to strengthen you, to get you to see what you can't see. So I rely totally on Him, and I trust Him. I do trust Him. And so that's why it was just important for me to just move on today. Just, to not, because my plan was just to lay still. And, but I got up, and said, we're going to press through this. I'm going to do the positive thinking piece. And then, I don't even know what led me to really do this video. I thought maybe it would help someone because, again, part of my ministry here is to help inspire, motivate, and encourage people through the struggles. And today was just a struggle. Mentally, it was a draining struggle. And I, got kind of caught up in my mind of, is this bad? Is this positive? Am I a good person or bad? I mean, I'm changing, but what am I changing into? Everything just, starts coming about. And, when the negatives start coming in, that's when I get to praying. I drop to my knees and pray and be like, God, I write it out. God, Father, help me. This is where my mind is going, and I choose, that's not you. So if it's not you, then I choose to believe that that's the enemy trying to come against me, get me to believe falsehoods and truths, and, help me, guide me, lead me, show me, teach me, train me, whatever. I need help in this moment. And His help was read Acts 8 and 9. And when I read it, okay, I've read it before, but I mean, it just really hit because it was a transformation that happened. It was a change that happened, a conversion, that happened. And when it happened, he just wasn't the same. He wasn't the same person. And when he spoke with a fire, that the people were just like, okay, wow, isn't this the same guy that was just persecuting everybody, doing stuff? Like, seriously? And he wanted us to believe them. They wanted to kill him, and they had to rescue him. So, but, his message was getting there. And he was chosen. He was a chosen vessel. A chosen vessel. And he wasn't the nicest of people. And when I say that, when he was mean, I guess you can say. Wasn't the nicest of people. And look how he was chosen, and he was transformed. He changed. And that's just kind of what I got from it. And from what I was praying, I believe that's what God wanted me to understand. And so if you're going through a change and it's just, you're not sure, you're uncertain, pray to God. Allow Him to lead you into a verse, or maybe somebody, and I'm telling you, it'll confirm and confirm and confirm itself. And I think He'll find ways to comfort you. You just have to be open to listening and to obeying. And I just have that mindset. And I don't understand. I don't. And I don't know where I'm going. But if you're asking me to go, I'm going to go. And I just know that in going, you're going to make sure we have everything that we need to get to where we're going. And, that's just, where I'm at. So I felt better, I wasn't sulking or anything. I did feel better, so that's just where I kind of was, and, pressing through the day, and now it's night, and I'm going to get off here, and I'm gonna actually go to bed. So peace and blessings to you all, and I will see you tomorrow so that we can do our daily motivation, positive thinking, inspiration, courage for the day of February 14th. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.